Hey guys, and welcome back to another video on our continuation about animating. Now today I'm going to give you guys a rundown on how to use bone constraints to do, or matter of fact, maybe you don't even know what bone constraints are. Bone constraints are pretty much where you can make a bone do a variety of other things, like follow other bones. Now here's the bone constraints tab. There's plenty of them. Copy rotation, scale, transform, limit distance, limit location, limit scale, clamp to, an action. I mean, there's a variety of a lot of things. But the thing that we're going to do is we're going to make this gun follow, if it lets me, said bone. Okay, so when we hit this, it'll follow. Now, in Unity, most of the time, what people do is they parent it to the hand bone. You know, they have a hand bone and they just parent it probably to this bone right here. That's probably what I would do if I was in Unity, just a hand. Ugh, tired again. Woof. But what they would do is parent it to this hand and stuff. Which, I mean, granted, it's probably okay for some stuff, because, if you're just going to point a gun by itself and that's about it, then sure. But we've got more complex stuff. So the reality is we need movements and stuff. It's not like some fixed single frame where you're just pointing a gun and your hands never move. So we're going to have to do something fancy. So we're going to go into edit mode as we've got the armature selected so we can edit bones. Okay. Now the reason why I showed you this bone is because we are going to use our little bone thingy to make another bone probably in this hand. Now you got to be careful that you're actually selecting the right bone for the job, because there's other bones in the hand. Just like a human, there's a lot of them. But what we're going to do is extrude out a bone. Bloop. Bam. There we go. Now, unlike our previous... okay. Can I select a bone that I just made? Really? Okay. And this is going to be our right hand naming conventions. And you name your bone right here, and I'll put dot target. Okay? Because this is going to be our right hand target. Okay, no big deal and everything. It's not. But what we're going to have to do in this is we're going to have to flip this bone around because it's not in an orientation that we probably want. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hit R for rotation, and we're going to go 180. Okay, 180. Really? It's not going to let me do. It's probably because the way I'm viewed. R180. Not exactly what I had in mind, but it's workable, right? And we're going to move this over a little. Okay. Now we have our bones done this way. Now, let's go back into pose mode. Now let's make sure, okay. Now our little clip thingy isn't exactly following the way we want. So we're going to have to change some stuff with the bones. The armature, is it this tab? Yeah, kind of. So we're going to have to go back into edit, I think. And we're going to have to parent this to, what's this bone called right here? Chest 1. Well, that just stinks. Gun target. Uzi. I think that's how you spell Uzi. I don't exactly make and it's targeted to the parent as the chest, which is okay, but this bone, his parent needs to be our gun target Uzi. Okay, so if we do this, we go back into pose mode. This will work the way we want. It'll follow and do all that cool stuff. Great. Now you might be thinking, oh, why don't we just do that for to put it into the hand? You know, it could possibly be okay, but what if we want to move it from hand to hand? It won't work then because the animation system won't recognize parenting like that. So that's the reason why you got to use bone constraints. So we've got little old Missy this, and we go up to the bone constraint tab, which is the little bone and then a chain with it. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Sorry, I had to sneeze right there. So we go into bone constraints. Well, copy location, might be okay. Copy location of the target with an optional offset, so that they move together. Actually, that sounds exactly what we want. Let's do it. Bam. Okay. Now we have to supply a target. Okay. So the target, what is it? The rig. And, well, the bone that we want is the right hand target. Bam. Okay. Copy location. Well, kind of does it. But the problem is, when we move our hand, if we rotate it, it doesn't do what we want. Well, that ain't no good. But it copies the location, which might be what you want. So let's do something else. Let's just click off this. Bam. Back to where we was. Okay. Rotation. Then it won't do the location because it just does the rotation. Well, that ain't no good. Scale. No. Copy transform. Transform is a combination of scaling, rotation, and location. So, it might be what you want. But, which way are we going to go? Now, let's go back to the rig. Put it into the hand. And target. Oh, now look at what we've got here. So, we've got all these target spaces. I want pose space. Pose space. Okay. Now, let's move this arm and see what it does. Whoop, 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 whoop. And it moves around. Now, the reason why we like this is because we can animate with these bone constraints on what we need, because what we do, because it exists already. When it comes to animation, it has to exist. We can go, hey, I want it to move around someplace else, so we turn the influence off. But if we turn it back on, the animator will recognize it. So this is how you can move it around and use bone constraints. Next, we'll talk about the animator and the functionalities in it, because I think that deems a whole video. But that's how you move stuff with, bone constraints.